Hello and welcome. Another week of the Techno Dinosaur meets the IT Geek. This is week 35. My name is David Logan, the IT Geek, the guy who takes the jargon out of technology for the home based office worker. With me today is my regular partner in crime, Willie Nicol. So, Willie, how are you and where are you?
Thank you, David. I'm very well, thank you. My name is Willie Nicol. I am the Techno Dinosaur, since I know very little about IT, but I'm also a personal development life coach. I'm based in Troon, South Ayrshire, Scotland.
Excellent. So this week I have a question for you. And throughout this series we've been asking each other questions week in, week out, where we both take jargon out of our knowledge, out of our area of expertise to explain for the viewer, you the viewer. Today's question, Willie, is based around myself. I have a phobia, a fear of heights. I've seen me crawl across glass floors, shake when I go in glass covered helicopters. How can you tell me in simplistic terms, without getting into too personal, the steps you would take to help me overcome that fear, please?
Okay, David. The fancy word for a fear of heights is acrophobia. And I did some research, you won't be surprised to hear, that 1 in 15 people will have some degree of acrophobia at some point in their life. 1 in 3 people have some degree of fear of heights, but not to the extent they have acrophobia, which is a very severe fear of heights to the point where you would avoid any situation where you might encounter heights. So, can I ask you, how long have you had this fear?
As long as I can remember. So that's 21 years plus.
And what caused this fear, do you know?
I don't.
Okay, everyone has fears and phobias, and there is a debate about whether they are innate or learned. I.e., innate, were we born with them, or did we learn them? According to research, we only have 2 fears we're born with. One is the fear of falling, which is quite pertinent here, and a fear of loud noises. So the loud noises, we hear a loud noise, we go into our old friend, the fight or flight syndrome, because there's a loud noise, that might be something dangerous around the corner, we need to react to it. However, we're talking about fear of heights here. So the innate philosophy is that we're born with a fear of heights, but it only becomes a problem when we can't do something because there's heights involved. The other theory is it's learned behaviour. For example, as a young lad, you might have climbed a tree and you thought nothing of it. If you fell out the tree, that would be a negative response to that activity, climbing the tree. And thereafter, you would associate climbing trees and the subsequent falling as a negative thing. So heights then become a problem. Does that make sense?
Perfect.
Right. So if it's learned behaviour, we have learned to become afraid of heights. Now, depending whether it's innate or learned, yes, there are ways where this can be addressed, but it will be helpful to find out where it started, when it started, and how it started. But you're saying that you can't remember.
Correct.
Okay.
As
And
far as
you
I
have
can remember, I've always had this fear.
and you have articulated that this fear can cause you to crawl across the floor if you're above something, or what other symptoms, if you like, do you have?
Well, if you like walking along an edge, I like a rope. You know how you go from, you see the ropes across from one mountain to another mountain? No, it's not the ropes, it's the Is it a gangway? Is that the proper way? But it's a series of ropes. I wouldn't be able to do it either. It's similar to the glass floor. Just it's you're open to the elements.
Well,
Oh
there
no,
are two
another
things.
I'll tell you. Yes, I'll tell you. No, that's different. It's not heights.
Well, the acrophobia, if you like, the very heightened fear of heights, it can be so bad that you don't have to be up high to experience them. The very thought of being up high can cause you to become disturbed. So you might experience vertigo. You might experience the fight or flight response things, the racing heart, the churning stomach, right, the clammy palms, whatever. And you don't actually have to be up high. You're just thinking about being up high, which can cause that reaction. It's not uncommon, as I said before. Whether I think we are born not with a fear of heights, we're born with a fear of falling, which is obviously related. And this is something that scientists have proved that the only two things babies are born with is loud noises and falling. So it's not the fear of the heights, it's more the fear of falling from the heights. And this can be addressed in a number of ways, which I can articulate perhaps in a later video. That's not helping you right now, but perhaps I'll talk off camera about how I can help you with that.
Excellent. Thank you, Wally, once again. So, as a summary, if you don't mind, we'll summarise it up. So, my fear of heights, you're saying really need to go back to where the fear was found and then replay that back. But as you say, it could be fight or fear. Sorry, fight or
Flight.
fight or flee, is it? Or
Fight or flight.
fight or, okay, fight or flight. Or there's, yeah, so as you say, you need more detail, you need to go deeper in. So I think we'll plan it for a video maybe when we get to the bottom of this. Maybe. And play it out again.
I'm just laughing here because you're talking about heights, now you're talking about the bottom. That means falling.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm small in height. Anyway, let's bring this to a conclusion. Thank you for that, Wally. Fantastic question. I do realise you can't really answer it that well because you can't dig in that personal with me on live here. To the viewer, thank you for listening. Please, we need more subscribers on YouTube. If we get 100 subscribers, we've got a special one-off offer for you. So please subscribe down here. We're also on Twitter. We've got a website, LinkedIn channel, Facebook channel. So from me, it's goodbye, stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Yes, I would reiterate that. Stay safe, stay healthy, don't be climbing any trees. So it's goodbye from me, Willie Nicol, the Techno Dinosaur.
Goodbye.